Businesses are fluid. They change with the seasons, supply and demand, technology, and over time, the overall goals of the business can change as well. I started my company in March 2022 when I got the bright idea while sipping a cup of tea in the morning. It was this initial thought that brought me to name my company Morning Tea Inspiration. So fast forward 2 years, which brings us to today. I felt that the name Morning Tea Inspiration no longer fit my image, my branding, or my motivation. I wanted to rename and rebrand my business to something that was more close to family, to my heart. I wanted to create a brand that would represent my sons and my daughter, and who knows, maybe one day create a legacy. But until then, I'm focusing on the little things like product creation, content creation, sales, advertising, marketing, and so on. Which brings us to today's video. On today's video, I'm going to be making a rose fragrance bath bomb. I mean, what better way to bring in the brand name Janae Rose than with a rose fragrance bath bomb? This recipe is going to be a lot different because I'm going to use KOKUM butter instead of shea butter. KOKUM butter has more nutrients and less sodium than shea butter because KOKUM butter has antioxidants and vitamin E, which is absolutely great for your skin. So without any further ado, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get started. Okay, so let's get started by measuring our group 1 ingredients, which is Epsom salt and baking soda. So my apologies, I realized that I wasn't even recording when I added my Epsom salt. But I was basically saying that Epsom salt, contrary to popular belief, is not an actual salt like table salt. It was adopted the name salt because of its structure. So it's not sodium chloride like table salt, it's actually magnesium sulfate, MgSO4. And it's most commonly used in baths to relax muscles. And I'm not claiming that my bath bombs relax muscles. I'm just saying that this is what this Epsom salt is commonly known for. But for this bath bomb, it's going to have some soothing effects. And the salt-like structure is also really, really good for binding. So I've added my Epsom salt to my baking soda, and I don't see any more clumps. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to start working on my group 2 ingredients. Now in the second container, we're going to add our group 2 ingredients, which is the cream of tartar and citric acid. And citric acid is our other fizzing base. Baking soda is the first one, citric acid is the next one. All right, well, let's break these clumps up. All right, I think it's safe to say that all those clumps are done. Let's go ahead and add our cream of tartar. Acid adds extra fizz, and the cream of tartar, it adds a hardness and also helps stabilize the product. It adds volume and a nice uniformed texture for those bath bombs. Okay, so that looks pretty uniform. And I got my KOKUM butter nice and melted. So now we're moving on to our group 3 ingredients, which consists of the KOKUM butter. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I chose to substitute the shea butter for KOKUM butter because it has less sodium. It also has more minerals or vitamins. So that's definitely going to be a good look for these bath bombs. Next, I'm going to add some avocado oil. And it's also a liquid binder as well, so it's going to make sure that it has a nice uniform fragrance. Actually, I'm going to use my small scale. This is my carrier oil. It's going to help protect your skin from the fragrance oil. They call it a carrier oil because it helps carry that fragrance safely. Next, we're going to add our polysorbate 80. Perfect. And last but not least, we're going to add our rose petal fragrance oil. I'm using rose petal fragrance oil from Lone Star Candle Supply, and this smells so good. It smells just like roses. I absolutely love it, and it goes perfect with the new branding. I'm going to start to add my wet ingredients to my group 1 ingredients, which is my baking soda and Epsom salt. You can either use your hand or a whisk or both. If you have a stand mixer, you can definitely use that as well. Now we're going to add our citric acid to our citric acid, and there we go. And if it doesn't feel wet enough, you can make it wet by adding a couple of spritz of alcohol, because you want it to, it's actually almost pretty good. Clean up this mess here, and I'm gonna let my bath bombs sit overnight, and I'll bring you guys back tomorrow to test them. It's the next day. We are in my bathroom and we're about to test this bath bomb. I think that was amazing. It fizzed for such a long time. Totally a success. As always, you can find this recipe on my Patreon, which is posted in the description box below. And I just want to say thank you to my patrons for all of their support. And with this rebranding and renaming, I am so motivated to bring more recipes and more content. I'm ready to put my foot on the gas and really get at it. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you like this video, and hit that notification button so you can be notified anytime I post new videos. Until next time.